I'm back. Let's pin that topic there. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm back now. Topic pinned. All right. Let's do this one more time. Juice again. I see you guys. Thank you so much. Official AJ Juice, I see you. Okay. We just wait for Chude this time and hope that it pulls through. I really hope. We need to have this conversation. Okay, everyone. I see you on the message. Thank you. Juice Baba NG. Wave. Pinnacle Lifestyle. Mubarak Eriga. Thank you for joining. Hey, Purple. Libata. Okay, no, that's not Libata. That's Victor Purple. I always mix them up. Not Velmo. Guys, thank you for joining. Okay. No, I'm done with that one. Starting a new one. Okay. Okay, Chude. I wanna see you. Giuliano, thank you for being there. All right, Chude, let's see whether we can make this work this time. Ghana must go. Hello, Agonogram.
And they hear the sound of the tamborino. Talking drums and shaker combination. I see people under the tamborino. Dancing like if there is a celebration.
Okay, so I'm waiting for Chude to join again and we'll try and add up this time. We pray it works. It has to. You know, we have waited for this conversation to happen, so we need to have it. Somebody asked me when I post this topic up, he said, do we even have a Nigerian dream? Do we even have a Nigerian dream? What do you think? So the person said, I said, let's talk about this. You know, the person posted, I think that comment came on Facebook. He said, do we even have a Nigerian dream? Let me ask you that. Do you think we have a Nigerian dream? What is the Nigerian dream? That's one of the questions that, you know, is running through my head when you talk about this topic. And for a typical youth, what do you think of when you think of Nigeria and you think of tomorrow being your future? What runs through your mind when you think of that? Officially, Soccer, all the way from Canada, I see you, sis. Integral winner, I see you, sis. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for always supporting me. Let's make this work again. Chude, I'm waiting. Try to join in. If you're using any other handle, you can just inbox me a message via send a text message. Let me know. Okay. Can you use another handle to the is another phone or handle? Okay, I'm trying to chat through the up phone or handle. Let's see. It's supposed to be an hour, Chude. 1 hour, that's what it's supposed to be. Maximum 1 hour. We could do less, so long as we achieve what we want to achieve. Okay, Chude is not back online. Let's just give him some time. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for joining on this chat. We'll get moving very soon. You know, over the past couple of weeks, being someone who do a live show on radio, I've felt pulse of people and reacting to things that are going on, the protests, the way the government handled it, the way, you know, it turned out eventually what happened at the Lekki toll gate, and all the reactions that has followed since then, the hijacking of what was, you know, ordinarily a peaceful protest. How did it go that way? Chude isn't, you know, a part of, you know, the NSAS protest. At least I didn't see him actively involved in that in any way, sense whatsoever. But he was involved in the Occupy Nigerian protest that happened way back. And as someone who was able to successfully sort of coordinate that kind of protest and what it was able to achieve at that time. Okay, Chude said he's trying to, so let's just give him some time. What he was able to achieve at that time, I thought we should have this conversation. And don't forget that Chude also has his own show that you can find in his handle at Chude 80. If you go there, you see he has so many explosive interviews. I saw one where he discussed with the parent of a young man who was killed under very questionable circumstances with police brutality as well. That's the Jideonwo family. He traveled all the way to their state, I think it was Osun State or Ogun. He'll correct me when he gets on live, to have a talk with this family and just really feel the pulse of what it feels like for you to lose someone to police brutality. We all know that this is a real issue that we're dealing with. We cannot also run away from the fact that we have very, you know, hard-working police officers in Nigeria. That is a matter of fact. I do know that for sure. But of course, it would appear the few bad ones are really, you know, painting that particular organization. I find it difficult to say police force because I think that first word should be taken off it. When I interviewed Aisha Yusufu, that's one of the things she said. That word force should be taken out of. Thank you so much. It's okay. We should take it out of that particular name. Maybe the force there. The police is your friend. Let's see that friendship, not a force in the name, right? So Chude is trying to get back on and join us. Some of the questions that people are asking, they've sent in that we'll try and see, depending on how much time we have left when he successfully joins us, we'll see what really drives him. He's a journalist. He moved from being in the NTA to being this person who have started a very impactful organization that puts all her, you know, income into charity. You know, Chude is someone who is very spiritual. I know that for sure. Okay, Chude, you're back on. Let's see. Thank you for joining back. I just fingers crossed it will work this time. It has to work this time. Okay. No, it is Chude I want to add on, not it's okay. Chude, can you say hello or something? Say hello, just type something, hello. Integral winner, Juliana Fresh. I could add this okay, but I cannot add Chude. Why? Chude, can you please type a hello or something? Let me try with that and see whether I can. Adam Ghana 48. I see you, Baba Ghana. Less than an hour now. Okay. All right. I'm trying. Just tell me hello, please. Type hello. Let me pick it from there. Whether it will work from there. I see you have joined, but for some reason I can't pick your handle to add up. The others are all having you know, that's thing I can use to add on to live chat, but I can't find that on your chat. So please, Mubarak Eric, I see you. Doc, thank you for joining. Should I start suspecting Instagram? Because when I wanted to sponsor this post initially, they refused. They refused. And they tried to block us. Hopefully not. Judy, could you just say hello? Say hello, please. Say hello, please. Jideonwo Fresh, I see you. Can we send a request to join? Okay, Judy, can you send me a request to join? Maybe you try it from that side. Could you send me a request to join Chude? Let's see. Maybe it will work from that side. Thank you, Jideonwo Fresh. Try send me a request to join Chude, please. I beg you. So we reverse it. Thank you, Jideonwo. Thank you so much. So yeah, we are working hard at this, so it has to work. I mean, we've waited last week. Yeah, hopefully it will work that way. I'm waiting for Chude to send an invite because I'm unable to add him. So let him request to join the live chat, and hopefully that will work. Or he should at least send me hello. But he's here. He can hear us. He's already here, as you can see. He is. I have a feeling I'm going to call you on the phone, and then we'll do an audio interview while we are live on this thing. Because this Chude, please request to join the live chat. Could you please do that for me? I beg you. Try to request to join the live chat so that I can add you on. Hopefully it works from your end. I don't know what is going on. Please feel free to keep your questions coming, or if you have a question for Chude already, just send it as what we did here now. Keep them coming, okay? How about putting him on a speaker via phone? Yes, I'm thinking of doing that soon. I might have to do that. Chude, I'm calling you. Okay, hey headliner, I see you. Thank you for coming through. Okay, Chude, could you try coming through? Just request to be a part of the live video. I don't know why I cannot add you from here. I don't know why. I've tried severally. I'm able to add other people, but I don't know, for some reason I cannot add your handle. I do not understand why that is the case. So could you please try to add request to be in this live video so that we can try to work it from there and see whether that will work. Okay, what's important is that we have this conversation, whether it's from your end or from my end. Let's just have the conversation already. That's what I think everyone wants to see us do. Okay, oh my goodness. No, no message. Not you we want to add. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, if you're on the live chat, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from while we wait for. Oh my gosh. Na na na. Are you kidding? Oh my goodness. Chude, do we have to move this again? What do you think? Okay. Erica, what about Nigerian Police Service? Chude, could you please request to invite? Let's see. Okay, I think there is some configuration on your phone. Oh wow. There must be some form of configuration on your phone or on your app. I don't know, Chude, that's making it impossible for me to add you on. Do you want us to move this to Facebook? Do you think we should do that on Facebook like right now? Would that work for you? Should we do Facebook instead? Oh my god, we're going to have to postpone this the way it's looking now. Ooh, I don't think Facebook, even if we want to do Facebook, we cannot do it immediately. I'm not sure what is going on. Can you use someone else's handle? And other handle. Okay, Jideonwo is in Yanya village people. Thank you. Bedroom matter is okay. You're sending a request to me, well, Celia. Okay, I'm trying to get Auntie D back. Let's see.
Hello.
Hi, girl.
Hey.
Okay. So I'm really having serious issue trying to hook up with you there right now. I don't know what is going on. Have you had that kind of experience before?
I think both of you should have tried this on before now. Because sometimes some network issues.
I can add every other person. I can add every other person, but I can't add him. So that's weird.
Yeah, that's why there must be something. That's why it's always good to try, to test. But I think both of you might just need to reschedule because time has.
Oh my goodness!
And people are waiting on you. People like us waiting on you.
Yeah. Yes, Chude is getting another phone. He just sent a message. He's going to borrow his neighbor's phone.
Oh my goodness! Oh.
Because we were supposed to have this conversation last week, okay? And for some reason we didn't. So he's like, look, we have, no matter how short, we need to have this conversation. So he said, Rita, wait, I'm going to get another phone.
Okay, Chude, we're waiting.
Yes, so. So your mommy boo have come, your people have seen you.
Oh.
Mommy's boo, I'm sure that's your person.
Those are my queens. They've started falling in.
Your queen. So yeah, of course, you and I, we need to have a live chat where we're going to talk about you know what.
Yes. You know what?
That's going to be a special edition. We might need to move it to much later in the day, not 7 p.m. But Chude, when you join in, let me know what handle you want. Yes, so that we can really have a conversation. But thank you so much for coming through, Celia. I truly appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jerry. Okay, so yeah, Chude, let me know what handle you're using to join in. Sarata 500 join. Is that Chude? I'm not sure. We are here. We must support our own. Thank you. Please be there. Thank you so much. I'm going to trying to find out what handle Chude is going to use to join. No matter how short, we'll have this conversation. Yeah, thank you, girlfriend. Thank you, Celia. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Okay, let me go back to my chat with Chude so I will know what handle is going to use to join. Then I can add that handle. Okay. What is the handle? Okay. Well, how have you all been since the lockdown? This has been one heck of a year, right? It's been like one of the longest year ever. I mean, 2020 is like not ending, and like since I started feeling that Hamatan breeze, I'm feeling, oh Father, this year is coming to an end. Let it go with all the wahala. I'm grateful for a lot of things that has happened to me this year. I've actually recorded quite a number of wins, surprisingly. I guess God has a way of doing things. For one, my book is coming out. Have you ordered the copy? If my book is coming, it's going to be available right before the end of this month. You can have a copy in your hand to have an official launch. I mean, that is, for me, it's huge. That's one of the things I think I got out of the whole coronavirus lockdown and all that. No, I didn't write about COVID-19. I did not write about COVID-19 at all. It's pretty much something I wanted to do for a very long time. And the fact that work was not as hectic, because I had to work anyways. When people were in lockdown and, staying at home, I still had to work as essential service worker. So did my spouse. But, it wasn't as... it wasn't as hectic as it used to be. So I thought, oh, let's put the time to good use. And yeah, 4 extra candles, 10 extra hours, and we have a book. Gabrani, how are you? Lollipops, oh my goodness. See my people. See my people. Gabby, so good to see you, girl. So good to see you. We're trying to get Chude on another handle. I don't know what is going on. This village people, they are failed it as stay. Now be today, don't they? Right? So we'll see, no matter how short, we'll have the conversation. When Chude is able to get on, I'll ask him. He tried to add himself to request to be on live. He couldn't. I tried to add him from here. I couldn't. I don't know, which is really, unusual. But I'll see how that goes when he gets back on. And thank you all for staying there. Thank you. Use his phone. So you're going to join again. Okay. So yeah, Judy has another phone with him now. He's going to sign in again, and then we'll try it one more time. And it will work. It has to work. Fingers crossed. Okay, this is how they do it. Fingers crossed. It has to work. We have to have this conversation. How many minutes gone already in this hour now? I'm thinking, should we start all over again? Let's see. But we just start the conversation first. If we need to restart, we'll restart. But let us get the conversation off the ground first, and then we will know what to do. Chude just join. Go live with Chude. Go live with Chude. Wait, yeah, it's going to work. Chude, it's your phone. It's your phone.
It's a miracle.
It's your phone.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know why, because I've been using the same phone for
Instagram live chat.
All kinds of lives. Yes, I don't understand. I had to go and beg a neighbor for their phone.
Oh boy, thank you so much. You're just 1 in a million. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. I really appreciate you. And guys, yeah, finally we have Chude here. This is so amazing. Okay. It's good to have you.
Same here.
I have so looked forward to having this conversation. And by the way, let's quickly just run through. Though we can't say a lot about you. You have so much in your portfolio, but I'm just going to simply say that you are a journalist, you are a lawyer, you are an author, you are a philanthropist, and okay, let's stop there. I mean, who has an organization that the revenue, everything goes to charity? What do you call that? I mean, like, how do you call? I'm seriously. We're super proud of you, but let's get to the discourse for today, right? First, just so we have a bit of a background, can you please tell us, Chude, how did you move from NTA, from being that NTA person, journalist, to being the Chude that we know today? Your career progression so far, how did that happen? When did
that's a big
maybe
question.
it is, right?
I think the short answer is just that I just had my eyes wide open for opportunities and I seized them as they came. That's really, I wish it were a deeper answer than that, but that's what happened. As I was moving, working, building my career, meeting people, I kept staying open to opportunities. What's the opportunity? Where can I grow? Where can I improve? Who can I connect with? Who can help me advance my mission? And so it's just at every stage I'm meeting people who help me to advance the mission that's important to me. I was always constantly alert to opportunities. I'm doing one job, I'm alert to how can I improve on this job. I'm doing a job, I'm alert to how can I be connected to something else I want to do. I want to freelance here. I want to learn this. And so that's how my career began. So, I mean, some of the people that I know, I met them in NTA when I was working as a producer. And I would say, I also write, etc. And they would say, come and write this for me. And I would do an article for them and they would like it. They would give me more work. That's how, the career began to progress.
So, I love the way you put it. You said your eyes were wide open for opportunity. And it would appear that some of us get too comfortable. By some of us, I mean, some people get too comfortable with where they are. And then sometimes I think there's one of Bishop David Oyedepo's book I read where he said people miss opportunity because it comes dressed in overall. So it looks like hard work and they don't want to touch it, So sometimes we're a bit too comfortable. Is that it?
I think that, I don't know. And honestly, I feel like, I guess that people are afraid of hard work, but I don't think it's just that people are afraid of hard work. I think that people are not alert. We are mostly looking for a secret to success, a ladder to success, that we don't just pay attention to what is in front of us. Somebody saying, it's like, somebody comes to me and says, I feel like I'm not doing well in my career. What should I do? I'm like, well, are you doing your best at your present? One of the things that worries me the most is that so many young people around me who are not doing their work well, the work they are given to do well, but they're looking for other things to do. And I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. If you do
not, have to first excel at that one that is with you, right?
Yes, it's like you keep hoping that something will save you. And yet what will save you is to do what you've been given. So one of the books I read that I love very much is called, what's it called? The Science of Getting Rich. And it says the only way to succeed is to fill your present position with so much excellence that you are overflowing. It is from the overflow that increase comes. But many of us are basically opening several buckets and filling it with droplets. So we're scattering our energy around. I think there's a fear. We don't think that we will really succeed with what we are doing. So we think that we are hedging our bets by doing 100 things. But what I've learned is that eventually people who do that, they don't really win any of the battles. It's just keep hustling, because they never in one thing. Yeah, so I don't think I don't really meet a lot of lazy people, at least in my own work. I meet a lot of distracted people who are distracted from looking at what is in front of them and are looking for something to save them. One big idea. People don't understand that usually my big ideas, many people's big ideas come from the things that they are doing diligently. People think that there's a miraculous way that a big idea will just come to your brain. You just implement it. I mean, maybe it works for a lot of people. But for the people I know, for the experiences I have, for the people that I pay attention to, diligence, the thing you are doing, you do it so well that you flow over from it. That is where increase often comes from.
That's so profound, Chude. Thank you so much. Somebody just said that, wow, that is rich. One phrase is just, the science of getting rich. You have said that fill your present position with so much excellence that it is overflowing.
Yeah.
And it's from that overflow that you will move to your next level. You cannot do something else better when you can't handle the one that you have now. That's so true, so profound. Now, because we've lost so much time now, one of the reasons why I thought that, I spoke to Aisha Yusufi on this show, and thinking back, I'm like, Occupy Nigeria, NSAS. I mean, what are the similarities? You are one of the, if not the lead people. I know you were like in the back seat, you know. Most people probably didn't even know that Chude was involved in Occupy Nigeria movement or protest, if you like, right? But why did you do that at that time? What was the need for it?
Well, I think that what happens at every stage of my life, I ask myself, how can I be of service? How can I be of service? Yeah. And people asked me why wasn't I an active part of these protests? And I said because there were other people who were of service. There were other people who were leading. There were other people who were pushing. And so for me, if other people are solving a problem, I'm like, what other problem do I solve? And with Occupy Nigeria, there was not yet a real youth. I mean, over the years, youth consciousness has continuously expanded. When I started growing, it hasn't expanded to this level. So many of us needed to be out there physically, you know, physically with our bodies, with our presence, with our brands, to just move things a little. Yeah. And so for me, that's been in my life. I ask myself, how can I be of service? And I just answer. To be honest, I don't really think about it that deeply. I mean, I'm a strategic person, but oftentimes it's not strategy. It's answering a call, or what some Christians will call purpose. It's how can I help? How can I be of service? You know, I always feel like if you answer the question, how can I be of service, you'll be fine. You know, some of the greatest spiritual teachers I believe in say, if you can live your life by asking, how can I be of service? You know, you will ultimately be fine because you'll be answering the questions that you...
Hello? Chude? Hello? Okay. The network, don't add your Allah to this one. Oh. Hello, Chude, can you hear me? Hello? Okay, something's up with your volume. I can't hear you. Something happened to your volume. How can I be of service? Okay, if you're just joining us, I am having a live chat here with Chude Jideonwo. He is a lawyer, a journalist, an author, a philanthropist. So he does almost every charity work he does underground, but you cannot hide, you know, my brother. We get to see and know these things eventually. And yes, we started the conversation already talking about how he moved from NTA. For those who did not know, Chude was originally a producer with the NTA. You know, a lot of people are in the NTA and they'll be like, okay, comfort zone. But, you know, look at what, he's just 35, by the way, in case you don't know. Chude is just 35 years old. And as at the time the Occupy Nigeria protest happened, he was around 30. So even if people like me are totally out of the youth brackets, technically speaking, he's still very much a youth and should be able to speak about issues that concerns youth. And he has, you know, so far told us that sometimes opportunities is you just have to fill that position you are in and do very well there, and from there you will overflow. No, Chude will join back, Jideonwo, don't worry. He's going to join back, and then oh no, everybody's no, he will come back, and then we'll take off with the conversation again. He said, you know, if you give the best to that position that you are having right now, then you will overflow to the next thing. Because I asked him about how do you identify opportunity, how did you move? Yes, please. Yes, please. You can be here. Please come. Okay. So if you answer the question, how can I be of service? You would see that you will have solutions. You provide solutions. Chude, are you back?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, sorry. A call came into my neighbor's phone and then I stopped hearing you.
Okay. Yeah, so you were talking to us about, you know, if you can answer the question, how can I be of service?
Yes.
And you will realize that things will happen.
That's just how it has been for me. You know, I just think to myself, how can I be of service at this moment? And I do whatever comes from that place of pure intention.
So what was the challenge you saw that you wanted to provide service for before that? I think it started from the point of the fuel increment, right?
Yes, I thought that we had an arrogant government that didn't understand that its power came from the people, which incidentally is what is happening again this year. It's one of the things about democracy, emerging democracies like ours, that leaders, once they get power, they forget that their power and their legitimacy and their authority comes from the people. And so for me, the question that the universe was asking of me at that time was I going to be one of those that proved to the government that it was answerable to the Nigerian people? And for me, a protest was the best way to make that case then.
Did you think you achieved what you wanted to achieve with that project?
Absolutely, absolutely. I always say to people that the moment at which that government lost the election was when it sent tankers into the streets to stop the Occupy Nigeria protests. That marked the beginning of Nigeria's dissatisfaction with the ex-president, without a doubt. Which is just like now. It's just like now with the NSAS protests. The way that it has ended has marked dissatisfaction. Officially, people have begun to turn against the present order. That's how democracy works. Once people feel like this government doesn't respect us, this government will not protect us, they never forget. They never forget.
So you feel that the way this ended, if you were involved, you know, you said that these people are already trying to provide answers or look for solution to a problem that existed. So you didn't think, let's look for the next challenge to handle. If you were involved, would you have done anything differently from the way this NSAS protest was handled?
No, I wouldn't. I mean, to the extent that I supported the protest, I went to the sidelines, I did interviews with the activists, you know, with some of the victims, you know, and all of that. I don't think that I would have done anything differently. You know, sometimes some moments have to happen the way they happen so that the generation learns and then improves upon its strategy, you know. The only thing I worry about is if people do not, understand that change, you know, the Occupy Nigeria protest built upon the Enough is Enough Nigeria protest. Enough is Enough Nigeria protest built upon the anti-Abacha protest. The anti-Abacha protest built upon the June 12 protest. If we don't do that, it's an unbroken chain of activism that will change. If we don't learn from each other's lessons, then it will amount to very little. But if we do learn, then I think that this was an organic protest. And so even though you know what could be done better, it is not because the people who were in front of it didn't know what could be done better. It's because nobody was in charge of this. You know, nobody owned it. And if you didn't own it, you can't stop it. If you don't own it, you can't direct it. You know, that's just what it is. So, you know, I don't think that I don't think that there's anything anybody could have done, you know, to stop this chain of events from happening exactly as it happened. It's just what happens next that matters. Will there be leaders that take this moment and build upon it and lead to sustainable growth? Will there be people who do that? Once we have people who do that, then this moment would have served its cause. It's just if we waste this moment that it will be a tragedy.
But when you say if we waste this moment, it will be a tragedy. Right now, the protests have inadvertently paused or ended, if you like, right? And Lagos State, for one, already has panels sitting, and they are, you know, hearings are going on. They're listening to cases. They're looking for how to kind of appease the people who lost their properties, which is another angle I wanted to look at it from. When you did the Occupy Nigerian protest, we didn't see this kind of one-time destruction of properties. But there seems to be a willing or intentional injection of hoodlums into this particular protest.
Yes, I think it's very apparent. Look, the protesters were not the ones that destroyed property. The Nigerian government needs to take responsibility for the destruction of property. Look, I was in Lagos. I went out the day after the protests, so I know this for a fact. Protesters had been shot. There had been that incident at Lekki. People had gone home. The next morning, all the security officials had abandoned the street. I think, you know, it's just that I'm just in the stage of my life now where I do not want to. My interventions are not personal as much as it would be previously, but I'm just deeply offended by how the Nigerian government went to war against its own people, so to speak. As of the next morning, all soldiers were off the streets, all police people were off the streets. Yeah, last night, everybody off the streets. Now, the justification for asking people to leave Lekki was so that security agencies could take over. People left, and security agencies were nowhere to be found. It's such a tragic thing. And so, of course, when the protesters are off the streets, security agents are off the streets, of course, hungry people who have been looking for an opportunity to attack. Like, it's not a complex thing. You know, sometimes we make these things complex. There's a lot of jobless people on the streets, a lot of people with violent tendencies on the streets. They are usually kept at bay by the normal functionings of society. So, if you work in a bank, of course, somebody will not rob the bank because the bank has security officials. The bank has, you know, security apparatuses and all of that, yeah? But then when government says everybody go home, then the security guard goes home. When the security guard is not home, a random jobless person who wants to attack can attack. The more he attacks without any control, police doesn't respond, nothing, he attacks again. The more he attacks again, other people see that these are easy targets, they join the attack. That is how mobs grow. So, you know, the false need to link the protest to the destruction and looting is just wrong. The protesters ended their protest and went home. Security officials did not do their duty. Therefore, hoodlums took over the streets. That's on the Nigerian government.
So you rightly said you cannot put that blame on the protesters, but they are riding on that now. For instance, we heard, I think today, that allegedly, let me use that word because I didn't speak to anyone specifically to confirm that there were plans for people to get back on the streets in Lagos. And of course, the government came up with a really, really strong warning to say they shouldn't try that. Do you think that it will make sense for the NSAS protest to start again, given the fact that the government have, to some extent, agreed to some of the things, or at least promised to do them? We can run away from the issue of social trust deficit, which is a big challenge with when the government speaks, whether the people believe or not. But they have ended SAS and putting that in parentheses, dissolved it. They have set up panels, and they have promised to, what's the word now? Make sure people who have been affected by police brutality get justice. Do you think that is enough? Isn't it enough?
I think it's the thing that governments don't understand. No citizen owes the government the right to negotiate or to stand down. The right to freedom of assembly and public protest is inalienable, which means even if I decide to stand in front of the government house and protest from today to next year, it doesn't matter even if the government gives me A, I can ask for B. Government gives me B, I can ask for C. Protesters are not labor unions. Labor unions are governed by particular requirements and responsibility. The general citizen is entitled to protest in any way they deem fit, as long as they are not violent and they don't break the law. That's just what it's making me run crazy. People say, oh, the government has given you what you want, so you have. No protester owes the government the duty of going back home. The Constitution didn't limit. The Constitution didn't limit. There's no law that says once the government gives you A, you can go back home. That's the difference. You see, the problem is that we have a militarized democracy where people forget that, you know,
I can hear you now.
Ah, God. Okay, great. Public participation is different from under the military, you know. Any random citizen can protest at any time. Yeah, governments are used to dealing with organized labor. Yeah, they're used to dealing with, you know, institutions and trade associations. But random citizens in a democracy can do whatever they like if they are not breaking the law. So even the police can only threaten people not to go and protest only because people are afraid. If people were not
Right.
afraid and they stepped into the streets, they are indeed their
But don't you
fundamental
think
right.
that was, is that not the actual reason why what happened in Lekki happened, to put fear in the people?
Of course, that's what it is, and it succeeded. Unfortunately, I mean, I don't blame the protesters. I mean, you know, if I wanted the protest to continue, I should have gone and stood there. So for me to sit down in my house and say, "Oh, we shouldn't have left Lekki," would be quite foolish. But that's what the government wanted. The government wanted to strike fear into people's hearts, and they succeeded, which is a shame because governments cannot last long in a democracy by using fear. Can't. You know,
Government cannot last long in a democracy by using fear.
Yeah, and the people in the ruling party. Yeah, people in the ruling party should. I mean, this president has already won a second term, so he's going to suffer very little consequence, save for the judgment of history. But those who are in the APC, who have done the hard job of building that party, should realize the damage that has been done to the APC's brand. They should take it very seriously.
Okay, word of advice from Chude there. Chude, somebody says, Chude, you spoke the real truth. That is official, my Paul. It says you spoke the real truth. In Bayelsa right now, security agencies are still brutalizing innocent people. Now you won't see anyone around, but come out in the night and they are everywhere. But Lagos, are they back on the street? You're in Lagos, Chude. Do you have to secure police on the out in Lagos now? At some point, they said they were not coming out, but they feel that they are endangered species.
Nigerian forces have abandoned. I mean, I don't know. Like it's a tragedy. The Nigerian security forces have abandoned the country. Like today, there's traffic all over Lagos because there's no one on the streets, no police, no traffic warden. Essentially, they are trying to force Nigeria. Well, I don't know this for a fact. This is my presumption.
Yeah,
they're trying to force us to beg for security forces to come back in. It's abominable, you know. These are people who are being paid by public funds, and what they want to do is they want to force people to start begging. So they will say, "Shebi, we told you." Well, they should abandon the country. That's okay. They should go ahead. They should go ahead, and let us see what kind of country we're going to have when they come back to ask for votes in 2023.
Speaking about when they come back to ask for votes, when I put out this chat and said I was going to have you as guest. More than one person, maybe 3 or 4, came up with that question of, Chude should tell us, is he not part of the people that brought this government into office?
Yeah.
Do you think you played a vital role in bringing the APC government into power?
I played a very central and vital role in that. You know, I see a lot of criticism. I thank God for peace. I no longer get off, you know, I no longer respond to people. But when people say things like you brought the government in, I'm like, so what? What are you talking about? So what? Like, is that not the job? My job is to vote for whoever I want to vote for. And my job is to hold the people I voted for accountable. I do not understand. When I see it, I get so irritated by it because it's so ignorant. Why are you not one of the people that brought the government into power? So what? If I hired a bricklayer to build my house, and then the bricklayer doesn't deliver, and I say, I'm not going to pay you for doing a bad job, will somebody come to me and say, but you are the one that hired the bricklayer? What kind of elementary thinking is that? You know, actually, exactly. The fact that I was one of those that work for this government gives me a greater ground to demand better from it. So when I come, I'm basically coming and saying, I invested trust in you, you have not delivered. That gives me a stronger stand to demand what you promised me to make me vote for you haven't delivered. So when I hear those arguments, you know, it really befuddles me. I'm like, how are these people even thinking? You know, how are you even thinking? You know, democracy is about freedom of choice. So I don't waste my time with people like that. It's just lazy thinking. It's just the only person that's to blame for bad governance is the person that is governing badly. True
that. Very, very true. And I think, I thought hard, should I even ask this question? But because more than 3, 4 persons actually pushed it out, I said, why not? Let's put it out there already. And it makes really good sense the way you explained it. Now, moving on, I saw your interview with Isha Kujimo's family. Yeah. That was in Oshun, or was he on Do?
Yeah, it was in Ogbomoso. Yeah.
Ogbomoso in Oshun State. So they lost a son to police brutality, right?
It's a tragic story. It's a tragic story.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I have to go off in like 4 minutes, but it's a tragic story. Their son was one of the first people that died when the security forces began to attack protesters. You know, it's just a heart-rending story. And I was actually surprised because it was just 1 week after they lost their child when they said they would like to speak to me. And so, you know, I went on the journey to talk to the parents, to the family. And thank God I went, because when I went, the police had come to the same family after killing their child, came and arrested sympathizers. So if I hadn't come, I had to now contact the Feminist Coalition for their lawyers to now release, to not go and release the people that were arrested. It's just, you know, my heart's just, man, what a country sometimes. What a country sometimes. It was just
really sad. You know, that interview broke my heart. One of your many interviews. Sometimes I feel like should I even watch your videos because they make me cry. Chude. Yeah, when I watch your show, they are so emotionally soaked.
Yeah, it was really heartbreaking.
Did you say you have to go off in 4 minutes?
Yeah, I told you. In 4 minutes, yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Quick one. If you were to advise the government at this point, you've kind of insinuated that you do have your regrets. If it's something you can say, I want to change this, you would want to do it. But if you can advise the government at this point, what would you ask the president or whoever is supposed to take a decision about what is going on now to do? Quickly, please.
Go on. Sorry, somebody's talking to me here. So I can't hear what you say. I think the first thing I'll say is, you know, humility. You know, we have a country of strong men where we think that humility is a sign of weakness. Yeah. We need a government that, I doubt that this government will do it. It has no. I've worked with enough governments. I've seen enough to know that it will not. It's very likely not to do this. But it's to spend the next few years reestablishing deeply a connection with the Nigerian people, and that's by the humility of submitting to the anger that is in the land without weakness. I mean, Chimamanda wrote an article to say what President Buhari should have said, and everything she said projected strength while projecting humility. So that's what I would do. I'd spend the next 4 years reestablishing trust in authentic ways, and it cannot be authentic without accepting what they've done wrong. Yeah, so 2 things: accept what they've done wrong, ensuring that justice is done and seen to be done. You know, I would spend the next 2 years humbly reconnecting with the Nigerian people. You know, in 4 years ago, 6 years ago, in an interview with Kaderia Ahmed, had said that because of the mistakes of the PDP, any party that emerges will defeat it. That's it. I didn't even know I was going to work for the Buhari. I didn't even know I was going to support the Buhari, because even before that 2015 election, I wasn't really a fan of Buhari. So I didn't know that the APC was the one going to. I just knew that the PDP was behaving so arrogantly, it couldn't see what was coming. And we are here again. The APC is behaving so arrogantly, it cannot see what is coming. And unless it establishes trust with people, it will be shocked by the rejection at the polls in 2020.
So you feel there's a disconnect right now?
There's a disconnect. There's clearly a disconnect. They have turned the majority of the Nigerian people, especially of the engaged, educated Nigerian people, against them. And I mean, it's not the entire APC that did this. You know, I try to be clear-eyed. It's not the entire APC. These are the mistakes of a few people.
It has built up over the years.
Yes, but those that care about good governance, about long-term democratic nation building, should realize that there's been a breach in trust. It's a fundamental breach in trust. No government should turn against its people and then boast with it. People don't forgive that. People never forgive that. People never forgive that.
Wow. Chude, that is profound. Thank you so much. Before you go, I don't know how many seconds or minutes you have left. Your book, How to Win Election in Africa, I have my copy. I bought it on an event when I met you, and it was autographed, so I'm not giving that away. But I would like to give that's mine. I would like to give out a copy of that book. So you just look through the chart and pick a name, whichever one. And my book is coming out this month.
Right.
Queen Rita from the Rough Edges. So we have two books to give out,
Fantastic.
one of yours
Okay, great.
and one of mine. So you
Okay.
pick two people, and then when they share their details, I would connect with you. I don't know where I can pick a copy of your book in Abuja or Lagos, but it will be delivered straight to the person. So that shouldn't be a problem.
Well, I'll select Jideonwo Fresh for How to Win Elections in Africa.
Okay.
And I will select Obarakbo Eriga for your book.
He's disqualified. He's my brother.
Okay. All right. Okay. No. You know, I said because it reminds me of you. So I was going to say that. So
are you serious? He does. That's my younger brother, actually.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. That's why I selected him for your book. Well, Yinka said for your book.
Yinka
said
yes. To get my book, Queen Rita from the Rough Edges. So, okay, Jideonwo Fresh, you know how to reach me already. Just inbox your detail. Chude, we are out of time, so we'll not take too much time anymore. Thank you so much. I wish we have more time for this conversation. I really wish we do. But I think with the short time we had, you have actually, done justice. The people, government need to reconnect with the people. That's very, very true. After the presidential speech, one thing I said was, I was looking to see empathy, but then what do I know? What do I know? Was what I posted on my Facebook page. But Chude, thank you so much.
Thank you.
In as much as we need solutions, the people need to also know that they have a right, and like you have said, what solution can I provide? Let me go back to that your statement again. You said, if you answer the question, how can I be of service? Then everything will be all right. Thank you so much. That's true there. I mean, with all the network wahala, with everything, we still had a fantastic conversation here for Chude. Thank you so much. So, Yinka, right, and Jideonwo Fresh, you have a copy of How to Win Elections in Africa. And of course, Yinka, you get a copy of Queen Rita from the Rough Edges. Congratulations to you too. And thank you for being a part of the Queen Rita show for today. We have another edition very soon, hopefully next week Friday. I'll keep you posted. So let's make sure that you follow the handle at Official Queen Rita. Thank you all for being a really appreciate it. So please, if you are one of the people that have been picked, Jideonwo and Yinka, inbox me your details. I like to have your name and your mailing address, your full name and your mailing address being where the book will be sent to. Official Socket, thank you so much. I appreciate you, my sister. Yes, I'll save it now. Okay, I'll end the video so that I can save it. Thanks everyone for being a part of the chat. I'll share it on my Instagram live so that you can see. Thank you. Let's end it before we lose it. Yes.